Hi, and welcome to freshmi.com. My name is Eric, and I thought that since it's getting close to Valentine's Day that I would model a heart and we will texture it. Now, I'm talking kind of soft because it's a little bit late at night, so I'm hoping that y'all can still understand me well enough. But if it sounds kind of odd, it's just, again, just because I'm trying to talk a little softly. I'm going to start off by setting up a project. So let's go to File, down the project, over to New. I'm going to name this project, say, Happy Valentine's. I'm going to browse and put this on my desktop. And I'm going to kind of move quickly through this, so I'm just going to use default names for the subfolders. Click Accept. Alright, if we go to my desktop, there's the project folder that Maya just created, and if we open that up, we'll see all the subfolders. Alright, I took a sheet of paper, folded it in half, and drew half a heart. This is going to be my reference for modeling my heart. In our subfolders here, in our project folder, there's a folder called Source Images. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to put my reference image right in that folder. When we go back into Maya, I'm going to go to a front view, view, image plane, import image. Maya automatically looks inside the source images folder, and there is our reference image that I just put in there. So I'm going to select it, click open, and now we have it in our view panel, but it's in front of our grid. We want our grid to be in front of our image plane. So the image plane is still selected. Over here in our channel box, we've got a center Z. If I change this to a negative number, say negative 50, then it's going to move this image plane away from the camera and it puts it behind the grid. Alright, next I'm going to go up to make sure my polygon menu set. I'm going to go to the mesh menu, and I'm going to kind of zoom in here a little bit more just so you can see a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to go to the mesh menu. There's a create polygon tool. I'm just going to click it. I'm using the default settings. I'm going to just follow the outline here, just clicking on some points. So let's see, we'll click one there, maybe there, there. Just start clicking around here. And then once you got all the way around, just hit the enter button. Alright, we don't need our image plane anymore. It just was kind of a rough go by. So I'm going to go to View, Image Plane Attributes, Image Plane 1, and then hit the delete button. It gets rid of that. So now if we go to a perspective view, let me smooth shade that, we have a insided polygon, kind of shaped like a half a heart. Alright, I'm going to go back into the front view and make a few changes. I'm going to select this vertice. I'm going to make sure this handle is selected. Press and hold down the letter X, and now my middle mouse drag on this bold line on my grid to snap to it. Do the same thing on the bottom. Just make sure the X handle is selected, and now press hold down X and the middle mouse drag on this dark bold line on the grid, and it just snaps it to it. So now having these two vertices directly on this grid, or the center line, it's going to make it a lot easier when we duplicate this to the other side. Okay, I'm just going to play with these vertices a little bit just to kind of space everything out somewhat evenly, which is pretty even now. Just maybe get a better shape of a heart. It looked good on paper, but I'm deciding I want to make a few more changes here. Alright, so I'm happy with that. The next step is going to be giving this thing a little bit of depth. So I'm just going to do an extrude, look for the blue handle, pull it out a little bit. Maybe something about like that. I'm going to go back into front view. Let me just make sure the front, the front vertice is being selected. Now I'm just going to use my move tool and just kind of create a border here. But these top and bottom ones right here, that I'm going to keep those lined up with that center grid. So I'm only going to move those up and down. The other ones, doesn't matter. Alright, something about like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, next step, we just gave it a little bit of thickness. Let's add some more detail to the center of this. So I'm going to use the split polygon tool. All I did was shift, right click, and it pulled up this menu, and I just selected split polygon tool. You can also find it up here in the top under the edit mesh menu, right there, split polygon tool. All right, let's see. Let's kind of start pulling these across. And actually, I'm gonna do it like that, and then we'll pull a line straight down through right there. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go back to a front view, and I'm gonna turn my grid off, and I'm just gonna resituate these. And what I want, the spacing in between these vertices right here in the center, I want those kind of all to be about the same. So the distance between there, something about like that, just so they're all evenly spaced. Kind of like this outside. And the inside, kind of about the same. Alright, so this line's just kind of going to go right around just like that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Let's go back into perspective view, and let's just start pulling some verts out in the Z direction. Just trying to give our heart here a little bit of a better shape to it. Maybe something like that. Maybe the top of our heart is a little bit thicker than the bottom. Alright, I'm starting to like this. Actually, it probably needs to be a lot thicker. Let's go ahead and do a smooth preview. But before we do that, I'm going to delete a couple faces. I'm going to delete this inside face. We don't really need that. And I'm going to delete the back face. So we have something like that. Do a smooth preview. It's not too bad, actually. It's still a little kind of flat. Another smooth preview. It's looking a little better. I kind of want to see how it's going to look all the way across, so let's go ahead and duplicate this. I'm going to save this first, so File, Save Scene, and I'm going to name this Happy Valentine's _1 for the first stage. I'm going to go and delete the history, edit, delete by type history. Control D to duplicate it. Over here in our channel box, scale X, -1. I'm going to select both of those, go up to my mesh menu, combine. I'm going to select all the vertices, edit mesh, merge. And now if your vertices didn't merge, like if I just click one time, okay, it looks like they merged. If they didn't merge, you can go to object mode, and over here in the channel box under your input nodes, you'll see a polymerge vert. This distance, you can just make this number bigger and bigger until they actually merge. And if you merge too many of them, like if I make this 1, alright, I guess it's not going to work. But just keep playing with that number, just keep making it bigger and bigger, and eventually all those vertices in the middle will merge together for you. Alright, so smooth preview. It actually looks pretty good, I like that. Still looks a little bit on the flat side. So I'm going to come in here and just tweak this a little bit more. Alright, let's right now I can tell that I don't like the fact that it's like really rounded at the top. It should be more of a crease up there and a more of a crease, more kind of pointier on the bottom. So let's select, whoops, sorry about that. Let's select this edge loop right there in the center. Let's just do a bevel. So edit mesh, bevel, over the channel box, the bevel offset. Let's make that a little bit smaller. I've got mine to 0.1 right now. And looks like we've got a 5-sided polygon here and here. So let's kind of zoom in here and let's collapse this edge right there. Edit mesh, collapse. We'll do the same thing the other side. Now everything's back in quads. Alright, we want this kind of creased up here in the middle, but not too creased, so those edges are good being that close, but down here in the middle, we don't want any kind of crease, so we want to spread these out to keep that even across there again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select those two edges and just scale those out. Switch to vertice select mode. It's kind of, actually that's pretty good there. Let's scale these out. And now I'm just going to get the edges flowing a little better again. And let's do these as well. There we go. And we could probably move those out just a tad bit. Let's see what that looks like. There we go, not bad. Alright, to get a better feel for what this is doing, I'm going to go ahead and save. I'm going to duplicate this. This time I'm going to scale it -1 in the Z direction. I'm going to select both halves, mesh, combine. I'm going to select all the vertices, edit mesh, merge. Alright, let's do another smooth preview. And there is our heart. That actually looks really nice. Alright, I'm going to change it. The bottom looks like it's pinching a little bit, I think. The top looks good. So let's see what's going on down here at the bottom. Oh, okay, I see. So it looks like I just need to just scale that out just a little bit. Much better. Alright, that's going to do it. So our heart is done. And we can even scale it to change the shape if we wanted to. I think I like it the way it was. Alright, I'm going to do edit, delete by type history. I'm going to name this, name this heart. Do a save. And that completes the modeling part. The next section next session we will go ahead and do some texture mapping on this, or UV mapping, and then we'll create a texture and apply it to it, and we'll do a render. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next part.